Your greatest moment, your greatest hour will be right after your worst hour of despair. Because in that worst hour of despair, who are you? Who are you? You're no one. The foundations that you build yourself on, your looks or your money or your family or your friends, have all left you at that point, haven't they? What's left? Just you, mano to mano. Who's talking inside?
Wherever you are, pick yourself up and decide what you want to be now.
I think the biggest, scariest thing in the world would be to get to the end of your life and realize you missed it. And I played small. I let the outside world control me. I let my fear control me. I think that is the heaviest regret anyone could handle. So how I find courage is I pretend it's the end of my life. I played small. I literally feel that pain. I come back in the moment I am and then move. Like, I gotta move now because I don't want that regret at the end. So you gotta embrace change. You gotta find courage. And then once you embrace change and find courage, that leads to the thing that changes everything, which is confidence.
Nobody else at the moment has the power to change you unless you have that initial spark and say, I must do something. I don't want this anymore. In order for something new to come, something old must go. Let go of what you know until now.
You don't attract what you chase. You attract what you become. Us as humans, we spend so much time running after things, love, success, validation, that we forget that it all starts within. When you start becoming the person that you're asking for, the right things will naturally align. You don't have to beg for what's already written for you. You just have to become the person who can receive it. Stop chasing the outcomes and start building the alignment that will help you reach them instead.
I am not like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I have something inside which is burning. And I look around and this life and everything I see is not for me. I'm supposed to be something different.
What we do every day, every single day, what we do becomes habitual and routine. Through practice, every single day we do the same thing, regardless of egocentrical ideas and ideologies, of weather, surroundings, elements, people, regardless. We're on our mission because this universe, we are the center of our own universe. We continue to do the path that we believe in.
It's not what we get that makes us happy, it's who we become. How we live our life, who we are as a person. People can take away all the things, but who you become, no one can take away. And the problem is most of us are trying to be something we're not. But it isn't so much about change, about changing yourself. The change happens when you be yourself. Success without fulfillment is failure. Do you want to know what's really you? Where you're going to be alive is when it's really you. What takes guts is to put yourself a Hawaiian. What takes guts is to say, I'm going to make this work. What takes guts is to say, I'm going to believe, knowing I could be disappointed or devastated.
Perception is in your head. So how you perceive yourself determines the direction that you go. If you're defeated, if you're a woe is me personality, you'll treat your body accordingly. If you are a no matter what, I'm going to make this happen. Right? If you're the type of personality or you can will yourself towards your great, if you have those tangibles within you, you'll be great.
And tell you without a doubt that if you're analyzing your life right now within some disturbing emotion, that 100% of the time you're going to make your brain worse. You can't think greater than how you feel. That means then you were thinking in the past because those emotions are a record or residue of the past.
But it's accepting and loving yourself as you are, but not accepting and loving the destination you're at. All comparison is a formula for users. All comparison. And what off-the-week is, one of the most insidious forms of comparison is comparison to our former self.
When someone loves themselves, when someone really believes that despite my flaws, despite my shortcomings, my looks, my income, I like it. I love me. When you love yourself, you treat yourself as such. To be in that place as a human being, to love yourself enough to say, you know what? I understand my value. And because I understand my value, I'm gonna treat myself in every area of my life the best way I can. Be the best version of me. I may slip here and there, but my love is stronger than my hate. My love is stronger than my weakness. My love is stronger than my doubt. If your love is the epitome of you, then you'll always win in life.
People are spending the majority of their life waiting for something out there to take away their emptiness or pain or the resentment in here. Well, they're waiting their whole life in separation or lack, then and we create reality, then the lack is driving certain thoughts, which is creating more separation, more lack. Let's stop telling the story of your past and let's start telling the story of the future. And people who aren't defined by a vision of future, for the most part, are left with memories of the past. And your brain is a record of the past. It's an artifact of everything you've learned and experienced at this moment. So most people wake up in the morning and they start thinking about their problems. And those problems are memories that are tacked to you in the brain that are associated with certain things at certain times and places. So the moment the person wakes up clean slate, they start thinking about the problems they're thinking in the past. If you believe your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, well, there's a possibility that your past is going to be your future.
I think you get a charge out of that. That relentless, nothing's gonna stop me. You know what I mean? When you use that hour, that's just as beautiful as the smile. I do it because it's a daily thing, right? Every single day I get up thinking, all right, how are we gonna make today better? What is it about today that you're gonna work on that you gave a little bit of time to yesterday? Some people dwell on their failures and some people allow it to own them or their shortcomings or their weaknesses. I look at it as a way to challenge myself.
All misery's a comparison. And we do not realize it. We're not really that upset with where we are. What we are is, what happens is we compare it to where we think we should be, and that very comparison's what brings us misery. We're happy to be breathing. We're happy to be alive. We're happy we woke up. It's the immediate comparison to what could be, used to be, should be, or somebody else's does that brings us the sadness, the angst, the anxiety, the worry, the frustration. He's always comparison.
Because most people use their imagination, they use it the wrong way. They imagine what won't work. They imagine something bad happening. See yourself where you want to be. You got to live there. Well, when you reach your goal, you're going to act like you're already there. It's already happened intellectually the second you think about it. It's already happened emotionally when you're emotionally involved with it. So it's only a period of time until it manifests in physical form.
And to do well. I intend to make a difference. And long term, there is a power to our intentions. Eventually, if you put those intentions into the universe, something positive comes back to you eventually. I intend to do well. I don't always do well. I make mistakes, but my intentions are really good. Too many of us aren't giving ourselves credit for our good intention. Give yourself a little bit more credit for how good you are. I mean, not good in your ability, or good at how special. That's a long leap to think we're special. But are you a good person? Do you intend to do good? Do you have a kindness in your heart? Do you want to serve other people? Because if you do, you ought to feel really happy about yourself.
Why are you limiting yourself because of what people might think? We hold so much weight on others' opinions that it becomes art, which is crazy to me. Everyone in this world wants to be better than where they are right now. What's stopping you? Oh, I know. We create so many excuses to pursuing the best version of ourselves is not just words, it's actions put into words, put into motion, and that becomes reality. A lot of people talk, a lot of people don't do. The ones that talk and do, they're the cultivators. Great takes a level of discipline that is distraction-free.
I want people to understand is, okay, so if nature only gave you two things to motivate you, pleasure and pain, why would you eliminate half of them? And so most people think that life is about avoiding the pain. I'm here to tell you right now, in a very controlled fashion, it is about really experiencing the pain. Relentless, I'm going to make this happen if I have to break myself, and I'm not afraid to lean into that because I know how powerful it is.
If someone can make that dream become a reality, then it's possible that you can make your dream become reality. And so as you begin to look at where you want to go, beginning to embrace that, it's possible.
I spend 80% of my time focused on the beautiful things in my life, things I'm grateful for, the beautiful things that I want to bring into existence, all of it. 20% of the time, though, I'm in the darkness, man.
Are you procrastinating? Are you evading your own greatness? Are you surrounding yourself with people that can nourish you? Are you challenging yourself? Are you experimenting? Are you learning something different? Is your life an adventure or is it boring?
Pain plus reflection equals progress.
Are you crafting, designing, and intentionally creating your life? Or are you just coasting in the passenger seat of your life, which is just dragging you and driving you wherever it's taking you? And so it's the difference between being the driver or being in the passenger seat. And so to me, living intentionally is what allows you to live a life of by design.
You just don't allow it to control your life anymore. So you have your cherished wound, and I have mine in our hearts. But don't try to overcome. Just make a decision that you're not going to give another inch. You're forgiving yourself, and you give yourself a gift not to carry that anymore.
And that's the thing about when you achieve success, it may not match your picture, right? It may not match your vision of what you thought, but you gotta be flexible. But once you get there, no matter how old you are, you've got to deal with the trappings of success: complacency, arrogance, laziness. And to do that successfully, you need people around you to help you find your true north.
You have to really face the ruthless reality, the ruthless truth, that what you're getting in your life is a direct result of your beliefs. Your beliefs are controlling your thoughts are controlling your actions are controlling what the experience you're getting out in the real world. So back it all the way to the beliefs again. We got to find out what are the beliefs creating the reality you have, change those beliefs. You're going to have different thoughts, you're going to have different actions, you're going to have different results. It's going to be this domino effect.
That we truly have influence in our, more than our environment. Our environment affects us for sure. It plants seeds and weeds into our life, but there is still a choice. And I think even if you feel there isn't a choice, simply by accepting that there is, it means you have a chance to get out of there. When you believe you've exhausted all options, remember this, you haven't.
Stay in touch with those aspects of us that come natural as children is part of the challenge of growing and maturing into adulthood. First and foremost, that really help you hold on to those essential aspects of childhood. A willingness to suspend disbelief, a willingness to believe in yourself, a willingness to believe that if you can dream it up, you can get it done.
Be willing to suck. Because as you're willing to suck, you're actually becoming more creative. You're becoming more daring. You're becoming more experienced. But I'm afraid. Guess what? We all get afraid when we want to do something we've never done before. It's called leaving our comfort zone. Our comfort zone feels comfortable because we've been living in it for quite a while.
is who do I want to be? Who is the person that I need to be, that I can love, that I want to love, that I want to give more love to, that what parts of growth are there still available? If you literally put your hand on your heart and just go, I am exactly where I need to be, you stop getting lost in the future, you stop worrying about the past, and you realize that everything you need to learn, everything you read right now to make a change, it's all right now, it's all right here.
Don't fight it, face it. And when the feelings come up, invite it in. It's okay there is no forgiveness without rage. You got to feel that rage. Don't be afraid to rage. The opposite of depression is expression.
Passion is an antidote to self-doubt, because when you're in your passion space, you don't have time to have all that negative talk. When you're in your passion space, you know, you're leaning forward in the world.
There are things like, I'm not good enough, it's not going to work out, this stuff works for other people. All of these kinds of negative thoughts keep people shut down. They don't go for the dreams. They react to life, they kind of crawl through life with no enthusiasm, no sort of energy, and no belief in themselves or the possibilities of something better.
That's when you say to yourself, I'm exactly where I need to be, you realize you're not ahead of that.
And also, you only get ahead of yourself by first being present with yourself.
I think self-love is all about pushing yourself, demanding of yourself that you stretch and reach your boundaries.
New year, new you. You hear that a lot. But it's not actually true. It's not actually true. You got what you got. And you've got to take what you've got and you've got to make it into what you want. You've got to build what you want. So, new year, reset the brain, reset your habits, reset your life. You are not where you want to be in your personal life. You are not the person you want to be, and it's not going to take you 20 shots. For some of you, it's one more shot. For some of you, it's two more shots, and you have not given yourself enough credit to say, I just need to get up a half hour earlier, and my whole life will change. I just need to get up 1 hour early. I just need to work 1 hour longer. I need to stop hitting that snooze button. If you were to make that one change, that one sacrifice, you would stop dreaming and start living it.
Stay focused. Don't listen to nobody. What's on your mind, just do it. Because what's destined for you, you're gonna get it.
Listen, We all get exactly the same amount of time. Exactly. Now here's something interesting. The sand in the bottom of the glass represents the past. The sand in the top of the glass represents the future. This is the way it actually is. You have no idea what's in the top of the glass. You only know what's in the bottom of the glass. The only thing we've got anything to do with is what's right here in the center right now. Everything else is an illusion, it's a myth, it's God.
People want to know how to stop laziness. They want to know how to stop procrastination. They have an idea in their head, maybe even a vision. But they don't know where to start. So they ask and they say, where do I start? When is the best time to start? And I have a simple answer. Here and now. That's it.
No one's gonna do anything for you. Nobody owes you anything, but you owe other people everything. That's what a leader does. You take responsibility. You know exactly right now what you're not doing. You know exactly what you're afraid of. You know exactly what you've been avoiding. And you gotta make a decision to change it. You know exactly what it is. Don't BS anybody. You know what you need to do different. You know the changes you need to make. And if you can do that and stop kidding yourself, you can win. You can overcome your fear, overcome procrastination.
You've got to develop a sense of urgency. Aurelia said, stop living your life like you have 1,000 years to live. In life, you either hit a day and you're gone today. If there's something that you want to do and you can't do it all at one time, do just a little bit of it.
If you're struggling right now and you're having a hard time and you're frustrated, this is necessary for you to get where you want to go. And if you quit, if you falter, if you stop, all the pain will be for nothing. And you need to remember that.
So stop thinking about it. Stop dreaming about it. Stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it. Start doing it. Take that first step and make it happen. Get after it. Here and now. I think about controlling my own mind. Sure, we are physical beings, but we are our minds. What I do know is this: your mind, the thing that is listening and comprehending these words right now, that is you. And you can control it. You are the machine and you can control it. People ask me, how do I get tougher? Be tougher. How can I wake up early in the morning? Wake up early. How can I work out consistently every day? Work out consistently every day.
See, wherever we have stopped in our dream, we stopped at a place called willingness. Anybody that's fallen short of their goals, they ran into something that they were not willing to handle. Because in order to reach your dream, in order to make things happen, there must be a willingness to do what is required.
Life is not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to what happens to you. When life hits you, blow after blow after blow, when you leave here and it's like, man, this is the greatest time of my life, and then you go through a season of hurt, you go through a season of pain, how are you gonna respond? The people that I know that live a legendary life, create legendary things, and actually live in greatness, they already know how they're gonna respond whenever it shows up.
I think we live in a world where there's a lot of injustice, where we don't all start from the same place. I think what you should be focused on is what you can do for your life. Your circumstance is your circumstance. I've always believed that my disadvantages are my superpowers.
People have talent. People have a lot of talent. And this is going beyond your talent. So when there's no more talent, what happens to you? Most people quit. People only go to their talent level. And once your talent level is gone, it becomes a mental game. That whole mental game sets in them. And most people can only perform to their talent. Why is this my big hurdle? It's because you're performing to your talent.
The journey to success, or in really any endeavor, can be a very painful journey, and you can feel very alone. And it's designed that way. I'm getting all this rejection and negative feedback from people. I've got haters. That's the road you're on. Those are the signs you're on the road less traveled. Those are the signs you're on the path that most people aren't going to be on. That you're going to a place most people aren't going to go in their lives. And so what comes with deciding to be great, deciding to do something awesome with your life, is all of those things.
What am I willing to do with my energy, my time, and my knowledge to produce the results? That's the bottom line. What are you willing to do? And what most people don't realize is they don't give up on their goals because it becomes insurmountable or it's impossible. Is that they just looked at what they wanted and they just decided within themselves, consciously or unconsciously, I'm not willing to produce this result. It's the bottom line. Because the only thing that counts in life are results, not reasons of why you didn't do it, but results. That's the only thing that counts.
You have control over your mind. You just have to assert it. You have to decide that you are going to be in control, that you are going to do what you want to do. Weakness doesn't get a vote. Laziness doesn't get a vote. Sadness doesn't get a vote. Frustration doesn't get a vote. Negativity doesn't get a vote. Your temper doesn't get a vote. So next time you are feeling weak or lazy or soft or emotional, tell those feelings they don't get a vote.
What if works both ways.
What if we fail? What do we don't?
And then you put a goal in your mind. How are you gonna feel, man, when you accomplish this goal?
Had to use all this negative that was making me weak and horrible as a person? This might be exactly what I need. The darkness is exactly what I need. It's how you look at your situation.
What if can make you give up? What if can make you freak out? Or what if can make you step forward?
As human beings, we are meant to grow. And when you stop growing, your soul and your heart and your spirit dies. But as you move through life, it is unavoidable to face things that are challenging, face disappointment, face things that are just absolutely heartbreaking.
We start off with a masterpiece and we start off with the basic goodness, but it's like that still small voice inside. It's still and small, it can easily be drowned out. And the idea is to be still and know, and to realize that we were wired for success, but it's how we relate to our experience that determines whether we're chipping away or we're, kind of burying that sense of wholeness that we're born with.
People are stunningly accepting of anything if they actually believe that's the purest form of it.
People will accept you. People accept everything. Just be you. And what we don't know is, what's in your heart? Like, what is the fire that stirs you, that you wake up saying, I will do this even when I don't feel like it. I will do whatever it takes to overcome my temptation for mediocrity, my temptation for excuses, my temptation for reasons and circumstances to hold me back. I won't allow those to be in my lane. And if you have that within you, you'll achieve whatever you choose.
When you start to get into the pattern and the habit of spinning thoughts about what's coming, you will lose the battle with your mind, your health will tank, your mood will tank, your relationships will tank, your outlook will tank. It all begins with making a decision that you are not going to allow that shit in your mind. That is the one thing that you can control.
Just that we forget it. We don't look inside, we're looking outside. And so unless we're still and we think about it and we understand that I was born with this masterpiece, that no one can give it to me or take it away, it's an inside job. Whether you're coming from a place of scarcity, or I would say survival mode, or coming from growth mode, which has to do with, yes, I can, yes to life, and I have the capacity and the responsibility to make it different, or to make it better.
If you're interested, you come up with stories, excuses, reasons, and circumstances why you can't or why you won't. If you're committed, those go out the window. You just do whatever it takes. And when it comes to the problems that come up every day, I mean, it's like weather. It's sun-fillable, it's rainy, it's haily, it's windy, that's life.
I truly think that if you complain, it's literally the second you start the sentence is a step back in a non-winning way. It's just that. Like, I don't care what you want. You can have anything you want. It's just important for people to understand that complaining has no value. Let your actions dictate instead of sitting there and feeling like you're not in control.
Be one thing. Some people say that they're chasing happiness, and of course, Viktor Frankl said happiness cannot be pursued, it has to ensue. So you do things that make you happy. So I say people want peace of mind and people just want to be happy, I would say, or they don't want to suffer less. So the way I look at it is, if I can alleviate a little suffering or eliminate suffering completely, when we can open our heart and see other people's suffering, it helps us to connect and have more compassion. You can't have compassion without suffering.
Worrying is not helping, it's hurting. Our minds are like boats. And if a boat isn't anchored, it will go with a current and drift away. And the current right now everywhere is extraordinarily negative. You need things to anchor you in the positive thought that this is gonna pass, this is temporary, I'm gonna get through this. And when I do, I'm gonna go do this thing that I care about.
So many people have so much potential, and it seems like they're standing on the edge of it instead of leaping into it. And what's the difference between somebody says, yes, I want it, I believe I can have it, I believe I could do it, but then there's another voice that they listen to more that says, but you're not smart enough, but you're not good enough. But what if you fail? What if you succeed? So there's voices in our head that most people have not learned how to really just pay attention to. You have the belief that regardless of what happens in your external world, you can navigate towards the success that you want. That's a belief. And beliefs are the lens by which we actually see the world and by which we behave. And so if you want to change your results, don't focus on changing your behaviors, change your focus on the beliefs that drive your behavior.
But you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So can you handle the truth? It's a question. And if you can't, if you see that, then you can say, well, if I'm going to change, I'm going to have to figure out how to deal with that discomfort until the point that I can see what I need to see. Then I can change it. Just continuing to make mistakes, learn from mistakes, but the mistakes are viewed as feedback, not as I'm a failure. It's just an event, not who we are.
Don't miss the opportunity of this moment, because the days are going to be long, but the months will be short. Passion is for you, purpose is what you express to the world. And so this is a moment for you to go inward and to find some sort of project that energizes you and that will stimulate that internal need to feel like you're waking up and you are working on something that you're passionate about. Stop and think. What's something really big that you would love to see yourself accomplish? If you were to just roll the clock ahead, a year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 15 years, what is it that you really want?
Fall in love with the process, because it is the most beautiful thing in existence. I mean, right now, you are in the process of pursuing something extraordinary. You're developing your mind, your skills, and along the way, experiencing failure, but then learning from it and continuing forward, smarter, stronger, more equipped than the last time. You meet new people, experience new things, doors open up, and periodically you look back and realize how far you have come. That is beautiful.
I think most people feel really lonely when you want something that doesn't currently exist. And so some people call that dreams, some people call that goals, whatever it is, you're trying to pull something from your mind into reality and you want it done a certain way. And if it's not done that way, it's not what you imagined. And so people on the outside will throw stones and call you names that they think will change your behavior and get you to stop.
Remember, sometimes you will take the wrong turn in life. You take that wrong turn, it leads to a dead end. Now what are you gonna do? You gonna sit there at the dead end and stare at it? Or are you gonna turn around and figure out which way you're supposed to go? You're gonna go through a lot of dead ends in life. You just gotta keep it pushing, figure your way out of it, but don't ever just stand still. Life is always going. So if you stand still for too long, life is gonna pass by.
The majority of people just don't do it. You know, it's like a lot of people want it, but not a lot of people want to do it. So just by taking that one little step, you're separating yourself from the herd.
The most important thing is to take action. That is the most, even if it's the wrong action. If you take the wrong step, if you take the first step in the wrong direction, the difference between you and the person who doesn't take a step at all is the worry. You have to take the first step. You have to take some kind of action.
Most people are incapable of picking a direction and just going. They observe the possibilities. They get paralyzed by all the possibilities. They refuse to move forward in all the possibilities, and then time passes them by. So it's very important that you make a decision and you go down that path. You commit to that path with the mentality of having zero options. I don't have a choice but to see this through.
You know, you're not going to be perfect. Yes, you're going to have times in your journey where maybe you fall off in certain areas, or maybe you're not as disciplined, or you waver a little bit, right? But it's about maximizing the moment that you have right now, right? Having the self-awareness and the self-reflection to be able to catch yourself when you are falling off or slacking in a certain area in your life, and bring yourself back to center, ground yourself where you are, and make the most out of this moment that you have right now. Make the next right decision.
I feel like if you don't know where you want to be right now, you just need to ask yourself, what would you like to be doing a year from now? Because if you shorten up how long it takes you to get to where you want to be, it's easier and more attainable. I think when you think about what do you want to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it seems like too far to reach. So starting with baby steps really helps you figure out where you really want to see your life go. Not where your friends or family want to see it, but where you want to go. And if you know at least where you'd like to be this time next summer, that should give you a good indication to start looking in that niche, in that field, down that path. Like whatever that looks like for you is for you. And only you know that.
All of us are trying to find something, trying to find meaning, love, contentment, because we feel that something is missing. That's why we're so busy, why we kill ourselves with work, why we can't be still. This drive is what allows us to accomplish things, so it's not all bad. The problem is that when we do accomplish things, we don't feel that much better. It never seems to fill the void. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you've wandered all over and finally realized that you've never found what you were after, how to live. Not in syllogisms, not in money or fame or self-indulgence, nowhere. Ain't that exactly right? What we have to realize is that the answer to our problems is not more. Money, power, renown, these will not satisfy us. We satisfy it simply by living our life as nature demands. That means by being good, by being true to ourselves, by focusing, by not wasting a second wishing anything was otherwise or caring what other people think of us. We just live as well as we can.
The fact is, there is something big inside of you. Lean into that. I know that you have huge ambitions, and I want to make sure that you never give up on going for them.
Best day of a man's life is the day he realizes that nobody's come to save him. If he can know that and feel peace about it and almost be excited about it because he gets to go fight his own hero's journey, he'll win. If he can accept it, he'll win. Because you take entire responsibility for your life. Too many people give up responsibility in their life so they can point the finger at somebody else. Take responsibility for everything. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna do the same thing I did yesterday.
When you guys think about what it is that creates greatness, and when you think about all the things that you wish you could be, and wish you were, and wish you could become, you have to understand that that requires effort from you. That requires you doing things intentionally that are going to make you uncomfortable, that are going to help develop skills that you can then apply to any plan that you move forward.
Challenge yourself. There's always more things that we could do, that we can face, that we can get things done, but we don't want to do it because it feels scary, it feels uncomfortable. We worry. That's another way. If everything in life is doing well, then that means you're not challenging yourself enough.
Feeling lonely? Me too. I feel lonely a lot. But what loneliness is at its core is a lack of understanding of who we really are.
When something bad happens, why me? To feel sort of a grievance that things aren't fair, to feel that other people aren't giving you what you want or what you deserve. Start from a position of feeling kind of sorry for ourselves. We deserve more than what we're getting. And so amor fati is very powerful in that you train yourself to accept everything that happens. It's sort of a banality to say that things happen for a reason, but there's some truth to it. For Nietzsche, it was, this is life. Life involves pain. Life involves adversity. You're going to die one day and it's not going to be pleasant. Your friends and family members, they're going to die one day and it's not going to be pleasant. You're going to have failure in life. People are going to hurt you, but that is life. That's what it is. So to resist that, to be angry about that, means to not love life itself.
Join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations are high. Go where the demands are high. Go where the pressure's on to perform, to grow, to change, to develop, to read, to study, to develop skills. Go where the demands are high. Go where the expectations are strong so that it'll provoke you, push you, urgently insist that you not remain the same for the next couple of years, the next 5 years, that you'll grow and change.
The battle is feelings versus discipline. And I hate living according to your feelings. I hate acting according to your feelings. They get you messed up, dude. They jack your life up. They get you in trouble because not all feelings are good. You cannot live your life based off of your feelings. Feelings do not equal reality. Feelings do not equal
results won't get harder. Like, this is the hardest part. And so if you can just make it through this, everything else is downhill. It's not that the things that the dragons are going to slay aren't going to get bigger. They are. But you become so much more equipped to slay them back. And you have so many more allies. You have people in the stands cheering for you. You have the audience. You have all of these other things that are behind you. But in the beginning, it's just you with a stick against a bear.
Need you to understand that there is an undeniable power behind belief. And I know that you've never had anybody that's truly believed in you, but I'm telling you that I believe in you. I know that you can overcome your destructive habits, that you could become more confident, you can earn more, you can let go of the traumas that should no longer serve them, and you're better than that.
I'm saying what if and start saying why not. Some people are gonna live with the what if for the rest of their lives. But when I get old, I'm on my deathbed. Man, what if I would've took that chance? What if I would've just started? What if I would've took the first step? Taking the first step got us exactly where we are today. You take a chance to do something that you love, it's a song, a dream, it's changed your life. But exactly where you are right now is always gonna be there. It's never gonna go anywhere. Your hometown is gonna be the same. People are gonna be doing the same shit around you. But a chance for you to get out of where you're at, step out and take a chance on life, and it could be the best decision you ever made in your life. But you can't sit down and what if? Sit down your ass and think, damn, what would it be like to be there? Go fucking do it.
The hardest part about change is not making the same choice as you did the day before. Now, once people understand that they're going to be uncomfortable, then the question is, what thoughts do you want to fire and wire in your brain? What behaviors will you demonstrate in one day? And the act of closing your eyes and rehearsing who you're going to be when you open your eyes begins to install neurological hardware in your brain to look like you've already done it.
Whatever you're thinking about, that's who you will become. Because thoughts beat the actions, actions beat the habits, habits beat the lifestyle. And that lifestyle is what dictates who you are.
Here's the reality. Bad days are in store for all of us. It's guaranteed. It's the circle of life. So the question we need to ask ourselves is it really worth wasting perfectly good days fearing the bad ones?
Will chase happiness because they think that that's what they need, when in reality, happiness is just a byproduct of becoming the best version of yourself. So instead of chasing the emotion, become the type of person that is experiencing that emotion, and you can be in that state more consistently. It's so easy to lose ourselves in the midst of a storm, especially when it feels like we haven't seen a sunny day in months. And we think because this storm is so powerful that all of our dreams are going to be washed away with it. But what if the storm looked at you and said, if you stay true, what's for you will find you?
This is the comeback. Maybe you're in a rut, maybe you've just experienced failure, or maybe you're just lost. But this is the part in your story where the momentum shifts. This is where you find the drive that you've been looking for. It is now. This is the start of your comeback. The vision that you have for your future, everything you so desire, is begging you to pick yourself up and begin your journey. Because the window is closing, and if you pass this one up, you very well may solidify your eternal existence within the dreadful cycle of stagnation.
When you find that sense of purpose, when you find what I call your life's task, everything has a direction. Everything has a purpose. Your energy is concentrated. It's not like you're just going down a single narrow pathway. It's not like life becomes boring and it's just about discipline and solving problems. It's actually the most exciting thing that could ever happen to you, because you never have that lost feeling. You wake up in the morning, you go, yeah, this is what I need to accomplish. People come at you with all kinds of distractions and boring and irritating things. You're able to cut it out. It's just the most marvelous piece of internal radar that you can have. So I genuinely wish that everybody can find that kind of internal radar.
You are the creator. You are creating every aspect of your life. You're creating time, you're creating memories, you're creating bad habits, you're creating good habits, you're creating good relationships, you're creating bad relationships.
You're creating everything. You're creating things that you don't like. You're creating things that you love. You are a creative being, and you need to be continuously creating in order to maintain momentum and energy.
The undisputed first law of personal growth is this: that people will never rise above the opinion of themselves. And when we commit to self-mastery, we give ourselves the best shot at becoming the best and greatest versions of ourselves that we can be. And then we get to become the example and the invitation to others. Be the change you wish to see in the world.
You know, in this life, in your own personal journey, you're gonna go through so many ups and downs, ebbs and flows, twists and turns. And it's so important to just embrace them all with an open mind and an open heart, you know, and understand that, you know, you're in a constant state of evolution and growth. And growth sometimes is amazing and it feels great and it's beautiful. And on the other end, growth sometimes is also incredibly painful and uncomfortable. And it's the ability to be able to embrace all those seasons, all those facets, understanding that through it all, you're growing and it's all serving a greater purpose.
Forward is progress. They all matter. Don't fall into the trap of comparison. If 6 months slip by without you achieving your goals, it's okay. As long as you're here, time is your ally. You are enough. You are deserving. You are capable. Life isn't a race. Your journey matters. You'll get there when you get there.
Your life and the journey you put yourself through, there's nothing more than that. And that's all I want people to do, is realize that you have to struggle. You have to struggle. The bigger the struggle, the bigger the peace. Bigger the suffering, the more peace.
I really hope that you know that you are going to overcome the things that feel impossible to forget. Because here's the thing. Very soon, you are going to start making new, beautiful memories that are going to find a home in that place in you that's empty right now. And I also hope that you know that what is coming for you is going to be way better and way more amazing than what's left and what's gone.
You can reinvent and rebuild and rethink what you're going to do next any moment you choose. You're not too old, you're not too young, you're not too late. You need new goals. When you've been at this for a while, the goals that you had a decade ago are not the goals and the things that are going to motivate you right now. So instead of beating yourself up for not achieving those goals, why don't you flip your attitude and say to yourself, maybe those goals weren't the ones that are meant for you. What is it that you want in this moment of your life?
Why is it that we need to run from the chaos? Why is it that we need to run from the pain? Why is it that we want to run away from the things that hurt our feelings or hurt us inside or scare us? Why are we trying to run away from that stuff? Because we both know that our biggest lessons, your biggest lessons that you've ever experienced in life, have come from the darkest times. You ever notice that, like, we spend a lot of time and a lot of energy trying to keep ourselves out of trouble and keep ourselves away from the pain and away from the darkness, yet that is actually where the gift lies, is inside those places.